In a world where things almost make sense, and most everything is interesting and mildly unique, it's a place that feels somewhat familiar and has the suspicious comfort of a loving semi-omnipresence. You are on the outskirts of Loutopia. Sit back and relax, or tense up and march around. Please welcome your host of Loutopia, Lou Angel Wolf.
There's my name again. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Loutopia podcast. Lou Angel Wolf here. We've got a studio full of love and interesting things tonight. Welcome aboard, everybody. Here comes that beat. How you doing, everybody? Welcome. We have a great show tonight. We always have a theme that kind of runs through our show. And tonight, we're going to have like a dual theme. We have some special guests in the studio with us. It's Drew and Christy. Drew and Christy Burkhead? Burkhead? Yes. Burkhead, right. And they have a wonderful new product that we're going to talk about here in a minute. And, of course, my co-host, the lovely and talented Michael Merberg.
Thank you, Lou.
Good to see you, buddy.
Good to be back.
You're looking good, man. Your color is good.
Yeah. It's been a long way back from coming back from being an African American.
Yes. What'd you get, a 23andMe that you weren't?
Hey, any color will do.
And over there on mic 3 for the first half of the show, it's the very busy Chris Gorgeous.
What up?
You got a gig tonight, bro?
Got to gig it.
Got to
Giggity.
tell dick jokes to drunks?
I don't tell dick jokes.
You don't?
No.
What show do you?
Tells drunk jokes to dicks.
Yeah. I'm an angry... Yeah, there we go. That's much better.
What are you angry about?
Everything.
Everything?
Yeah, everything. I'm a good.
That's your new thing?
I'm an I told you. JB Ball coined it perfectly. He said, "You're funny, frustrated." That's what I am.
Funny, frustrated.
You're damn right.
I love it.
Yeah, don't... Hey, listen.
Dude, that's a T-shirt.
You're damn right it is.
That's right.
I'm pissed about it.
Just a hair away from aggression.
Yeah, damn it. All the heck.
There used to be this guy named Stevens. I can't remember, it was Larry or Bob or something. And that was his, when he's a stand-up, and that was his intro. This guy hates everything. Welcome, Bob Stevens.
I don't hate everything. I'm just frustrated by things. I'm not. There's no hate in me. Really.
What is it? A lack of control? You can't control all that stuff?
I have a lot of control. That's why I save it for the stage. Otherwise, I'd be doing that shit in Walmart. I'd be pissed off in Walmart. Going, what the hell's wrong with you, people? What's wrong with you?
Saw you on the news again.
No,
Chris.
I bite my bottom lip and I go, I'm going to talk about this on Tuesday night at my show.
There you go.
Yep.
Let it rip, buddy.
That's what I do.
Well, what's the name of the gig, in case anybody's
Dive
wandering?
Bar.
Dive
It's
bar?
Literally called the Dive Bar.
It's called the Dive Bar, and you get to work there. Yeah.
I'm putting that right on my bucket list. I've done the bowling alley, the Chinese restaurant, the Dive Bar. That's it.
You're just an elbow rubbing star
Dude,
seeker.
I would do 12 minutes to 2 people in an elevator if they paid me. I really would.
Well,
but not at Walmart.
I would.
You'll grow out of it.
I totally would. And I also I've never seen a Walmart with an elevator. But thanks.
Good point.
Well, let's not ignore our special guests any longer. Drew and Christy, you guys, for one, you're both absolutely beautiful people. You're billboard beautiful, both of you. You look like...
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Drew, you look like you should be selling...
Christy actually has been on a billboard before.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I don't doubt that at all. That billboard level of beauty. You look like you should be selling like canoes or outdoor equipment.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. And you are pointing to luxurious leather couches.
How did Drew end up selling canoes? He don't look like a canoe guy.
Couches, honey.
I guess it's maybe the couple of day beard he's got going.
Kayak, maybe, not a canoe.
I imagine out in Colorado somewhere. That'd be nice.
Yeah, that'd be great, wouldn't it? Yeah. Okay. Well, I think because we were talking about hiking before, and
We were?
I put a word picture with you.
It's got to be the Wyoming plates on the truck outside.
No, that's me. My mind is in Wyoming often. I love Wyoming. And Mike, you could do the updated flip phone ad.
Yes.
You don't like that nonsense?
Be like me.
I want a regular ass phone.
Grumpy old man. Leave me off your damn Facebook.
I don't need the Facebook.
I'll have a jitterbug give you a call.
or the YouTube.
It charges right in my truck.
I need a phone that matches me.
And it's easier to throw and hit somebody with.
I need big buttons and a big display.
You careen this one off the garage door, it costs you $19.
I'm old enough to live life through tactile sensation.
They call me 12 key Mike. Well, ladies and gentlemen, okay, Drew and Chris, we almost got to it. You guys have a really, really wonderful thing that I'm actually having a lovely personal experience with as well. We all are big admirers of the state of Colorado and California and their liberal views about cannabis. And but what's happening is, and this has been the thing, I was banging the drum when Florida passed medical, is the healing abilities of the CBD oil. And please introduce your thing and tell everybody about it, because I'm personally taking it and I feel fantastic. It's been about a month, and I take 2 a day and rock and roll.
Well, I'm thrilled to hear that for you, Lou. Absolutely thrilled. Yeah, so we were going to talk a little bit about CBD today, and I know some listeners know a little bit more than others. It's not new to the marketplace, but it's still fairly new out there where there's a lot to learn. So what we like to talk about a little bit about CBD is what it is and what it isn't.
Okay.
Okay.
What it is.
What it is.
Tell me what it is. Lay it out.
What it isn't is it's not a THC or marijuana product that's going to get you high or get a psychotropic effect for you. The CBD
I'm out.
Oil is not that.
I was going to say, wait a minute.
There's other.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm coming back for the 7 o'clock show.
So there's benefits for that, but maybe if you have to, but if you want the benefits without the psychotropic effect,
sure,
there's
sure.
reasons for that.
We know how to do the psychotropic side of it.
Yeah, that's there. So, but what the CBD oil is it's what it is it's
how do they make it? Do you know?
Yeah, well, so to make it properly, Lou, is that you want to take the full male plant. Okay?
The male plant.
The male plant.
Not the girl.
Not the girl.
Okay.
The girl has.
We love the girls.
That's right. We love the girls, but in this instance, so the girl plant has the buds on it, which has the THC in it.
Yeah.
The male plant has all the nutrients and all the cannabidiols and phytocannabidiol in it, all the good stuff in it, but it doesn't have the THC in it.
Just goes to show you, the female side is crazy and the male side is on the level.
Well, it's a little yin and yang. You got a little bit of both.
I get that, but the whole world is kind of like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
it's
the male's job to. He's the beast of burden there, and the pretty flowery one that tickles your whatever
keeps him wanting to be the beast of burden.
The one that can reach in and grab your GABA receptors. She is fluffy and wonderful and off to the side. But there's the male plant, giving all of it, man. The whole plant. They use the whole plant in this.
So, Drew, what does CBD stand for?
It's cannabidiol.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's cannabidiol. So we can circle back to the plant side of it, and we will. But I'm going to stop there and go back to the human body.
Okay.
Because none of the conversation would matter if it wasn't for a discovery about 30 years ago that we have something in our body called an endocannabinoid system.
Yes.
And don't quote me, many doctors have said this is the #1 discovery for human beings ever in the history of science and in medicine.
Really?
This discovery of this system. Extremely powerful. It's very early, 30 years. It's young. We're still learning about it. But this system exists inside the bodies, and it's in every mammal, not just us, every mammal on the planet. And if you want to trace it back, you got to go back, 600 million years to the derivative of the first sponges and stuff. How it's there and how it came about, we're not really sure. But the system exists, and it's in the body. And what happens is there's a couple of receptors in your body called CB1 and CB2 receptors. Okay. They've discovered these, and they think there might be more. But right now, there's a CB1 and a CB2 that's known to be in the body. These receptors interact with this cannabidiol, okay?
Okay.
So this is happening inside of our body all the time. Over time, it can degrade, and the system can degrade down and not perform at its proper function. But what the system ultimately is doing, it's kind of like electricity in a light bulb. You have these receptors, and then your body's producing CBD inside of it, and they're interacting with each other, and it creates homeostasis inside the body. It creates balance. It lets your body do the things that it naturally does, heal, perform, do everything properly. So it's the discovery of this system that's really the most unique thing and important thing to talk about. So the CB1 receptors, they're inside the brain and the spine.
Like the GABA receptors? Is it a similar thing?
I don't know if it's necessarily similar to the GABA, okay, but they're in the brain and the spine, and that's what the THC reacts to.
Okay.
So that's where that interaction takes place. The CB2 receptors, now they're in your tissue in your body, your spleen, your colon, in your joints and different, your digestive system, they're all through your body, your immune system. And that's what the cannabidiol reacts with. That's all the nutrients from the male plant. Okay?
Wow.
So here's the kicker, is that the phytocannabinoids, which is from the sun, the plant.
Okay.
Phytocannabinoids come from the plant. They are the same genetic makeup as the CBD that your body produces.
Really?
So we can actually introduce the CBD from the outside into the body and replace that inside of it, which brings your body back into homeostasis, which then allows it to perform the functions that it needs to. So, if you've heard all the things benefits that people are getting from it, all the different various things, the reason that they're getting so many different various benefits from it is because it's bringing your body into balance. So your body can do what it needs to do. So it can impact so many things in your life.
And what is homeostasis? What's the definition of that?
Well, it's a balance.
A balance. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure. We're all about the balance over here. Wow. So this is a naturally occurring thing in all mammals?
It is.
Okay.
It is.
And when they were doing these experiments, they found that it had a similar makeup and that it matched what we mammals had?
Yeah, so there were studies going on as far as what were all the things that were inside of the hemp plant. And then there's the discovery of the endocannabinoid system. So those were happening parallel to each other. So then, the smart people and the scientists realized that those roads converged and were able to then, join that, hey, this phytocannabinoid has the same genetic makeup of the CBD that we're finding inside the body in that system. So those two roads came together, and they realized we can introduce this from the plant.
So in other words, through seeing as this is already in our body, but naturally we lose this through our diet and whatever.
Right.
We lose the initial content. So when you take this, it brings you back up to the right levels?
That's right. Okay. That's right. It really rejuvenates
even an amplified level is good?
Well, you can't really overdose on the product, so you're not really ever going to get your body out of alignment in the other direction. It's gonna take in the product, and it's gonna use what it needs, and then what it doesn't use or need, it's not gonna overdose, but it's just gonna leave the system.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
kind of like vitamin C.
Yeah, it's amazing because I've been taking. Well, I met you guys. We did the Grease Guru show together.
That's right.
And right after that, I mean, you really piqued my interest. But I was scrambled all over the place, and I told Pamela, I go, honey, give me some hemp oil or something, And she bought 2 different things online. Not that I'm selling any of these products. This is a cannabis sativa hemp oil, cold pressed, and then this one is a omega-3 and 6 hemp oil, 1,000 milligrams.
Yeah.
And where is this created some similar way or?
Well, I was able to take a look at the liquid that you had there, and I saw that was looked like it was made in Canada, and where that was sourced.
I think they both are.
Was coming out of Canada, and
they're both from Canada.
there's a lot of products out there, Lou, and that's part of it's a little bit of the Wild West right now. There's a lot of newness to it. People are learning. The market's trying to figure itself out. Right now, it's $200-300 million market.
Right.
And Forbes indicates that in a couple of years here, it's going to be $1 billion market.
Yes.
And I've read some reports that said we may be wrong. It may be $2 billion. So this is a market.
I'd love to be that wrong.
Yeah, this is a market that's just absolutely exploding. But in that newness, there can be a whole lot of new market entrants come in, and you don't necessarily know what you're getting. So, and you ask the questions that you ask. So, what I saw there with that product is that it looks like it's coming from a seed, not necessarily from the full
plant.
From the full plant.
Okay.
And so there's something called full spectrum, and that's extremely important when you're looking at a product with CBD, is that you're getting a full spectrum. And what that means is that you're getting every component of the plant naturally in the way that it came in nature. So you're getting every part of the plant, and you want to have a process where there's an extraction where every component, every part of the oil of the plant is being pulled from the plant, so that you get all the cannabinoid oil from the plant. But not just that, you get the flavonoids, the terpenes, the omega fatty acids, everything that's from it. And I'm not sure, looking at that from a seed, that is necessarily the case.
Okay.
And then another thing about it is that it is an oil, and we all know oil and water don't mix. So when you do consume an oil as a nutrient, you don't necessarily get all the percentage of that you consume. It's kind of like if you pump a gallon of gas and you spend 60 seconds pumping all the gas out on the ground, and then stick a little bit into your gas tank. That's kind of the same philosophy. When you take some of these oils and take some of the vitamins, you don't necessarily get all the nutrients because it's an oil. So those were a couple of things I noticed about that product.
Okay. Well, like we said, we're still in the really like the nucleus learning about all of this. But I the knowledge that you have about this is excellent. And I know in my heart, I know that this is true. I know these type of products, just because it's my personal relationship with the universe. Kind of the consensus here of the Loutopia show, we all feel that everything is connected, and that there's that this is one big thing. Only humans separate things down into smaller, more palatable packages. But we're just as much a part of this big wet marble as the tree in the front yard, the squirrel across the way, and because the human body would have some ailments, this one big thing has a healer. There's a built-in healing system. All you got to do is find it. This is, I think our creators go, oh, they're doing pretty good. Oh, they're warm. Oh, they're hot. Oh, they're looking. It's like they're like watching us on this.
Oh, they're trying to make something else.
Yeah.
It's give them a little bit more time.
Like this global treasure hunt, And I'm really, really happy about all these discoveries here, because I don't do any chemicals. I did, and we all had our bouts with it. It was there. It was part of the subculture. Chris?
No.
What?
I didn't know. I didn't do any chemicals.
You didn't do any
No, you hippie.
You never did cocaine?
No.
Ever?
No.
Really?
No, I watched Miami Vice like everybody else. I got my fix that way.
I did it, I finally quit doing it. I finally got my teeth down to the size I wanted.
At least you didn't say the cocaine. That makes me happy. You didn't do the cocaine there, buddy?
Did you do the cocaine?
Hey.
Go ahead.
I'm throwing a phone at you.
I got the old guy syndrome where I still call things like, we're going to be on the YouTube tonight.
No, when he says YouTube, he pluralizes it, which is wonderful.
The YouTubes.
YouTubes.
That is how it's said. YouTubes.
Yeah. Well, the hip kids do it, but he's doing it ironically. He's not.
I'm cool and I don't even know it.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, okay.
Pimp daddy.
Yeah, I got an 18-year-old. He tells me when I'm cool and when I'm not, like immediately. But so what we're saying is, if you're really looking to be healed, and the big pharmaceutical industry, I mean, they're so huge, they're so big. They literally could have all of us killed, just for having this conversation.
Yeah, we're going to be looking around the car when we leave here. Yeah.
Don't start the car.
Yeah.
But they're so big, and their influence is so huge with the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration. Isn't that a funny pairing? Isn't that an odd pairing? You know, you would think there might be like a food and beverage division,
Yeah.
or
Or alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. They
there's a party.
Yeah.
There's a party.
They forgot to add turkey fryer in there. Too. Yeah.
But and see, from what I understand is the pharmaceutical industry, they specialize in synthetics. Everything they make is a synthetic representation of what? Something that already exists on Earth. Okay,
But the powers that be have already made it illegal, so you can't get it through natural sources.
Hey, wait a minute.
Ready sources.
I was going to say, you got to go through a ghost.
Yeah, I'll have a marijuana salad, please. It's like, what do you mean I can't get that here? It's like, sorry, dude.
You're the worst salad ever.
But you can get some Monsanto sprayed salad. Would you like that?
Right, yes. You wanna,
We left this out all day so it could sit under a chemtrail.
yeah, would you like some weed killer with the fluoride that we're treating your teeth with tonight? What?
Making you dim?
I always wondered about that. Remember when you were in, like, I'm a little bit older, but I remember in public school they gave you, during dental class, when they taught you about dental hygiene, they gave you that purple, you eat it and it turned your teeth all purple.
Yes.
I always
Disclosing
thought,
tablets.
yeah, and I thought, oh man, that's it. We've been marked. I just, in my brain, I was like, it can't be a good thing.
They gave me that. I was tripping for 3 days. Just kidding.
Oops, wrong pill.
Is that when you did the cocaine?
Nothing up my sleeve. Presto. Hey, Rocky, why don't you pull a rabbit out of my hat? But yeah, so what I'm saying, and I really do believe, I mean, just the big pharmacy, they're so huge, and I don't know if their money will ever run out. But when you find stuff like this, that's natural and easy, and it's like 1 or 2 steps from raw organic matter to a healing solution, they don't like that. They don't like that. They want you to go the way long way around, run through the maze that they have, and I don't. I'm a little cynical. I am convinced that there is a half a dozen cures for various cancers sitting on shelves in laboratories across the world.
Yeah.
There is no money in healing. There is only money in treatment.
Yeah.
So if they can keep you, medicated, if they can keep you, in their loop, okay, then you're a good customer. You're wonderful. But when we find stuff like this, and we can keep ourselves healthy on our own without the guidance of a doctor or whatever, we're really bucking the system at that point.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's interesting. At my day job at Armor Tech Windows and Doors, our company has grown, and I recently got health care, and I haven't had health care in a long time, several years. And I'm really happy to have it in case something big happens. You don't want to get stuck with that whole bill. 80% is, better than nothing. So, but I will tell you, when I had the health care, I was going to the doctor regularly, and I was on a couple of different medications. Okay. I felt okay. I felt okay when I went, but he told me, you're a little deficient here. You're a little this here. Take this. Well, then that job ran its course, and I was back in the loop. I wasn't going to pay the $1,285 a month to Cobra for something, because there was really nothing wrong with me.
That's a great name for something that's going to sting you.
Yeah. Let the Cobra watch you while you're away. So I got into natural medicines, and I was juicing for a while, and I was doing really good. I was about 35 pounds lighter than I am now, and I kind of wandered off of it. I got daily busy, doing all that juicing, and that's very time consuming. Yeah, like my juice ritual in the morning was an hour. It was an hour. By the time you washed it, juiced it, drank it, cleaned the machine, it was an hour.
And then shopping for it the same night or the next night.
Yes. You're like, Father McGregor out there looking for, look at these carrots. But stuff like this, the Ultracell, this seems like a little bit of a shortcut and a more potent dose. You can get all that great stuff in smaller doses from vegetables and stuff, all the things we need. But this is like the little booster, because the food that we did eat drained us from the natural CB1s and 2s. And this is going to fulfill the 2s, right?
Yeah. I mean, you brought up so many great points. I mean, when you talk about pharmaceuticals and what they're designed to do, they're designed to go in and do one specific job and hit one specific item, and when they do that, oftentimes there's side effects that happen from that too. So you're trying to treat those side effects. Where we get excited is that this is an all natural product.
Right.
Okay, this is an all natural supplement, and we don't make claims, and we can't make claims. This is a pure supplement.
Oh, look at that! Look, pretty graphic.
Yeah, and that's our product. That, so we want people to do research on this.
Sure.
On their own, so that they can find out about this and learn. There's so much out there on the internet and so much out there on YouTube. But then at the same time, we've brought this product in because we've been doing the homework, and we have a product that we could talk about that has a lot of the advantages. But back to the product itself, where we get so excited is that it's bringing your body naturally back into its own balance so that it can heal. The body has a lot of power to heal. A lot of power.
This all makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, so if you look at the things people are talking about, what it does for them, it's just you think, my gosh, you just hear stories every day from people that said, hey, I'm getting my life back in this particular way. Fill in the blanks. It's either I'm sleeping better, or there's so many other myriad of things. Again, we can't make claims, but there's just so many things that people are saying, hey, this is changing my life. This is getting me.
Drew, we got about a minute left.
Yeah.
Tell the people how they can get a hold of you, get a hold of the product.
Sure,
okay,
sure.
Go ahead.
The best thing to do is to get a hold of us, Drew and Christy, to call 727-916-1305. We also have a website at www.cbdwinner.com.
Okay.
So those are both great resources where you can go and start to do some research, or just give us a call directly if you're interested in the product, and there's other things to talk about as well.
Sure. And I know you say you don't make any claims to it, but I can tell our listeners and watchers that I've been like a month with this, and I do feel better. Whether it's placebo effect, whether it's the weather, whether it's the stars moving, but I feel better. And, the Loutopia podcast has the world's shortest disclaimer. Don't take our word for it. But anyway.
Try it yourself.
But yeah, you want to stick around for the second half? You guys
Love to.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're losing Chris for the second half. He's got a gig out there in outer Mongolia.
No man's land.
The dive bar.
In
Madeira Beach at 8 o'clock. Come on out if you're a local.
I mean, if you're doing absolutely nothing, put on a coat.
Or if you have something that you're not sure do you want to do. Why does that have to be the last possible thing?
Okay. Cancel
kid-
a dinner date with your in-laws.
If your kidney treatment is over, you can come over. Jesus.
That's Chris Gorgeous playing at the dive bar down at Madeira Beach tonight. Hey, we're going to take a short break, and you're listening to the Loutopia podcast, and we thank you very much for that.
things almost make sense, and most everything is interesting and mildly unique. It's a place that feels somewhat familiar and has the suspicious comfort of a loving semi-omnipresence. You are on the outskirts of Loutopia. Sit back and relax, or tense up and march around. Please welcome your host of Loutopia, Lou Angel Wolf.
Hey, everybody, welcome back for Chapter 2 of Loutopia. I don't know, we're pretty far over 100. I think we're like at 113 now, 113 shows or something like that.
Yeah, something like
Chris
that.
counted. It just gets better and better every time. In the studio with us is Drew and Christy, along as our special guests. And they have a wonderful product here with the CBD oil. And as a longtime Southern rock fan, I have a really hard time not saying CDB, which is the Charlie Daniels band.
Understood.
But this is a wonderful hemp-based product that uses all of the nutrients and the full nutrient spectrum.
That's right. That's right. Full spectrum.
Full spectrum from the male cannabis plant, which does not have, there's no buzz involved, but just a wonderful cleansing and a recalibration of levels in your body that have become deficient because of our diet or lack of exercise or chemicals that we eat. It's amazing the chemicals that we eat. But anyway, first half of the show, we covered that pretty in-depthly, and the second half of the show is always a wonderful treat. That's when we have Beth Snyder on. Beth is our hypnotherapist from the Sarasota area, and she'll be calling in just a little bit. Also here with us, Michael Merberg. How's your week, Michael? Hey, how's everything going?
Pretty frenetic and hectic, but we're getting there.
Yeah. Michael's an attorney, and if you want to find him online, you can find him at disabilityattorney.net. And hey, we have our auxiliary engineer. It's Crystal Gorgeous, Chris's wife. And good to see you, dear.
Hello, how are you?
That's so much nicer than what Chris sounds like.
And a lot better looking, too.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, just that alone, you know. Wow. Well, thanks for filling in.
My pleasure.
Chris is out playing some dive bar. No, he's playing the dive bar.
The dive bar, yeah. It's bringing in the big bucks.
Hey, man, any stage, anytime, any price.
That's right.
It all works together for good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the Loutopia podcast is about health, humor, and well-being. And I believe we've touched on a little bit of that already today. And we will continue to as the show goes on. We also, there's lots of ways to watch the show. Of course, the mothership is loutopia.com. That's Loutopia. And that is the home of the Pacifist Riot. That's where it's kind of our mellow festo. We wrote, it's kind of the thing that keeps us on track. And what this is a pacifist riot. We're having a groundswell of energy changing thought processes. We're not violent. We're nonviolent. We're anti anything that's violent. It's change through peaceful ways. Prayer, meditation, helping, loving, caring, whatever. Need a hug? We got it all, man. And all right. And one of the things that has helped me tremendously, and it was one of the catalysts of getting this show started, was my hypnotherapy sessions with Beth Snyder. And Beth really brought me to my center, and not that I needed convincing. I knew I could do this show, but she's kind of the one that really that made me go, just do the show. Stop thinking about it. Stop button. Just do it. And we are very privileged to have her on the phone with us. Hi, Beth Snyder. Welcome to this show.
Well, hey, Lou. I'm so glad I was the one to push you, right? You're still in the lucid dream, drawing air. So, do what you want to do.
I love the lucid dream. Yes.
Yeah, man.
And I love the pendant that you gave me that's all pre-dreamed.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, and I've been having some
Honest
great
pendant.
dreams. Great dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Pamela was having some dreams last night. She was speaking foreign languages in her dream. And I don't know what
She has an interesting mind.
Yes, yeah, she's an interesting
really
gal.
does.
She's a mile deep.
Mhm.
And
Wow.
so Beth is a hypnotherapist down in the Sarasota area. You can find her online at BethSnyderHypnosis.com. It's Snyder like the pretzel. And she is also the owner, operator, CEO, and head broom pusher over at the Om Shop, which is a metaphysical shop down there in South Sarasota. All kinds of beautiful metaphysical products. It's a complete spa. They have body treatments, meditation treatments. It's an amazing, amazing place. And that's the Om Shop. That's TheOmShoppe, the omshoppe.com. Beth, the first half, we have you're on the air with Drew and Christy and Mike, and Crystal Gorgeous is running the board. Chris had a gig; he had to dash out. So,
Oh, hey, Crystal Gorgeous. You are so gorgeous.
Hi, Beth Snyder. Thank you.
hey, Beth Snyder, you're so Snydery.
I am very snidery.
Tasty
Actually,
like
it's
the
interesting.
chips.
My family crest, that's where snide remarks came from.
Snyder. Alan Prophet says,
So
"Go ahead, go ahead."
I was just saying my sarcasm is just in my DNA. I can't help it.
Yeah. Alan Prophet said he had his family crest decoded, and it said, "Don't pee on me." that was the long line of cowards, he says. But I know. Well, Beth, we've been learning about CBD oil. First half of the show, yes, and I've been taking it for about a month, and I got to tell you, I feel better. I feel stronger, and the thing that I'm noticing is our lovely massage therapist friend J9. She's able to actually go deeper with the massages since I've been taking this.
Okay.
And I've had a knot in this shoulder for almost a year,
Yeah.
and she about has it chased out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it just
That's great.
yeah, last night she was
Yeah,
really. Go ahead.
We've been looking at implementing CBD oil in our massages. So that's great. So Drew, and I'm sorry, I missed
Christy.
who was the
Drew
other name?
and Christy. And she's here.
Oh, Christy.
She's just
Hi, guys. Nice
she
to
can
meet you.
I'm just being quiet.
Oh, yeah, no, just got to butt in. You know, there's a lot of testosterone. You got to just get in there.
Well,
We're sharing a set of headphones.
yeah,
so.
knucklehead me. I forgot my
Oh.
set, which caused a deficiency. So, but I should just leave him here anyway. Well, yeah, and we're just what we were talking about is the connectivity of the oil with the natural occurring chemistry in the human body and mammals. You know, we all can benefit from this. And what else we were explaining was everything we need to heal ourselves is already here. We don't need synthetic versions of the things because that's all the drugs are synthetic versions of the real healing things. But like
Absolutely. We create everything within ourselves. The only thing we don't create, surprisingly enough, is our CBD receptor. So we actually have a receptor on every cell that is actually built for CBD, for marijuana. So that's the only thing that we don't create within ourselves that we can ingest externally that actually will connect to our cell. So even like heroin or narcotics, we can create that same chemical chain within ourselves. But it's really interesting. Mm-hmm.
that's a trick.
Yeah. Well, you can. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what hypnosis is all about, learning how to control those chemical reactions.
Yes. I know that's true. I do know a hypnotherapist out in Texas that was working with a couple of heroin addicts, and through the hypnosis, they were able to nearly reproduce the same chemical reaction they were having in their brain mentally without the chemical itself.
Wow.
And
Absolutely.
and wow, I mean, what a very, very interesting conversation that was that night.
Yeah, I'm glad it's working for you. So anti-inflammation is really one key thing that people see all across the board.
Yes.
And again, that points back to the homeostasis. So without that inflammation, your body relaxes, then you're able to get treatment better. We have many chiropractors who are using it in their practice because they just get even better results with their patients. It's a win-win. The patient's happier, better results. Yeah.
We're on to something here.
So Drew and Christy, you all, that's your business. You work in that field of the CBD oil now.
Yeah. Well, we do. So it wasn't something we were searching out, Beth. It was something that was brought to us. Actually, a doctor friend of mine, longtime friend of mine, brought it to us a little past summer, around September of last year. We had been exposed to the product before, but not this product, not the one that we were talking about today that has all the full spectrum hemp components to it, that we have the proprietary water solubility built into the product. We have a USDA organic product. Soon our packaging is going to have the 0% THC on the packaging, and that's going to be gold industry standard setting. So there's a lot of things about this product that we got exposed to that were different than the product we'd been exposed to before. And we gave it to our daughter. She's a power lifter. She has four world records. She's very athletic. She's a horseback rider. She has some aches and pains. She has a little trouble sleeping. So we gave it to her. The next day she said, I slept all night. I feel fantastic. And so that really wowed us. And we gave it to her trainer, and her trainer called us the next day and said, I slept, my shoulder didn't hurt, and I felt fantastic. And that was the second wow. And then we started sharing the product with more and more people. And before we even got on it ourselves, and we kept getting all these stories back from people.
Here, you guys try it.
Yeah, we just So our my friend, the doctor said there's also a business opportunity around this, Drew. But we wanted to see what was going on with the product, and it was just so inspiring, and there were so many amazing stories that this was so unique and so different than anything else we had ever been exposed to. We started to take the product. My sleep immediately was fantastic. I don't have a lot of walking around issues, knock on wood.
Right.
But, I noticed things inside myself. Christy started to take it, and she didn't notice anything at first. And 7 days, 10 days, there was a long enough period of time where we thought, okay, well, maybe it doesn't work for her. Well, we increased her dose. It just was a function that she needed to be taking a little bit more of the product. And boom, she started to feel effects. She had an elbow, a tennis elbow, that all of a sudden she couldn't reach out and get her coffee out of her coffee holder in her car. Now that had reduced down to, not a zero, but down to just, it
manageable.
was there. But oh yeah, absolutely. And then the kicker for her was that she takes a particular drug for migraines, and she would commonly get migraines. And so she experimented with our product, said, I'm going to try this and see if it takes the migraine out. And sure enough, she took it, and she didn't have to take her migraine medication. And that was a big deal for her to get off that medicine that she had been on for many years. So we worked with my friend, the doctor. He got us into the business and helped us along. And we're really launching this in Florida. There's so many distributor opportunities that we can open up for people here,
cool.
to contact us and get in with us and get in on this product that we guarantee is the #1 product in the marketplace. So we really just found ourselves kind of being drawn into the business, seeing so many people helped by it, that we just share it with people all day long. As many people as we can share it with, we share it with, and we get all these great stories back. And some people just want to take the product, and then some people are really interested in getting into the distribution side of it here in Florida, because we're not ground floor, we're basement floor on what this opportunity is here for people.
Well, it's going to be.
Let me ask you. Well, what's your position with Jeff Sessions now? Coming out and making it federally illegal again. What are they? What is your group? What's your stance on all of that?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I don't really take a stance on it. I just know that we're continuing business as normal. it's not surprising that there's going to be pushback like this when you have this natural supplement, and I see it's going to make waves. It kind of makes sense to me that there'd be some final last run of resistance to try to keep something like this out there. But I'll tell you, our product is 0% THC. It comes from USDA certified organic farms, and as far as the organization's concerned, it's legitimate and legal, and we're still able to distribute it and put it out to the masses. So for Chris and I,
even with that looming, you guys are just moving forward really under states laws and.
Yeah, I mean,
forget the federal government.
Florida is, has a couple of guidelines where you have to be under a certain amount of THC, that 0.3%, and then 4 or 5% on the cannabinoid side, and our product is well under those parameters.
Sure.
So,
Great.
for us, it's we don't have some of those concerns that others maybe might. So
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
well, thanks for that. Yeah, that's been my concern is with where the federal government is with it, and just with the kind of state of everything right now, to bring it in as a retailer, to carry it.
Sure.
I've been a little hesitant to do that.
And you're not alone. Others are, but I think we'll just continue to work and watch, and I think we'll see ourselves prevail in those instances. But I understand as a retailer. But I will tell you this. Saturday in St. Petersburg at 2 p.m. at the Serrata Resort, we have Dr. De Silva, who's the past president of the American Nutraceutical Association, is going to be coming in and speaking on behalf of our product and what we're doing here in Florida, talking a lot about the behind-the-scenes science of the product, as well as some of those questions that you have, and then we're going to have some industry executives in. So, again, that's 2 p.m., Serrata Beach Resort in St. Pete, and it's open invite to anyone that wants to come and learn about the product from someone who's just internationally renowned in nutraceutical products.
Yeah, he is.
Well, that's cool.
Amazing. That's great.
Oh, so you know who he is, Beth?
Yes, I'm familiar with him.
Oh, wow. Wow. I love this circle of friends that I have. I just everything's just like it just kind of like those magnetic dogs you used to buy at the truck stop. I think the little black Scotty right next to the little.
It's that
white
easy,
Scotty.
right? The easy.
It is just that easy. Yeah. Well, Beth, another thing too. This is like way off on the other side. We're all based in. Beth was a stand-up comic. I'm a stand-up comic. Michael's a stand-up comic. Of course, Chris left to be a stand-up comic, and Crystal works with the improv groups. Have you ever done stand-up? No. No? Okay. I watched a show a couple of nights ago. Dave Chappelle's latest. Have you seen the last two?
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
What's the word that he called the first one? You knew it right off the bat, Michael. Now I'm putting you on the spot.
Yeah, no memory.
Ah, dang. And the second one was called The Bird Revelation, which was about Charlie Parker, a revelation that Charlie Parker had. And, Dave Chappelle mysteriously left, America with a $50 million entertainment contract drawing dust, okay? And he left and went to South Africa and has been gone for 12 years. 12 years. That's a long time to park your career. And then he came back and he did 4 Netflix comedy specials. 2 of them are your conventional big room, raucous, true stand-up, presented, styled, awesome. And the last 2 is are much. The room is smaller, and he really gets into. He touches on like Louis C.K. and Harvey Weinstein and a lot of the drama that's going on in Hollywood right now, and it's also very interesting. There's a lot of rumors about the darkness of Hollywood and how it's a very, very vicious club if you really want to ascend to that next level, whatever that is. And as you look, and if you follow the careers of some people, okay, you'll notice they were on fire, man. Everything was great, and then all of a sudden, nothing. You don't hear from them again. And then you see people of mediocre talent, but all of a sudden you can't get rid of them. They're on every channel and this and that and the other thing. Mm-hmm. And you go, well, what's the difference there? And then you see those people start to come unraveled a little bit, like Miley Cyrus and Britney Spears, and just some serious personality fluctuations. And you also hear and similar situations that happen, like before Jay-Z made it really big, his mother died mysteriously. They said from complications to plastic surgery. Okay. And Dave Chappelle's father mysteriously was brought to his deathbed right before this big contract came to be. So I'm just drawing lines in lint here. I'm not saying anything about anything, but I find it awfully suspicious.
Yeah, you think they were Joan Rivers?
Joan Rivers, she had the same situation, and she was about to speak out against Obama and Michelle Obama. And she all of a sudden, and she was in good health. She was,
a routine operation.
Yeah. Because she said, she goes, plastic surgery? I'll have it till my ears meet. But
she was not a stranger to this scalpel.
No, any work done? Well, I don't know. But what I'm saying, and the thing with Chappelle was, and if you listen to the show, and I'm kind of a conspiracy-minded guy. It's just humanity and business, okay? And if you watch these things, they happen over and over again. Chappelle leaves a $50 million contract to go find his African roots, whatever. And then comes back many, many years later. I don't know if the storm has passed or whatever, but really spooky stuff that all these guys, like Rihanna, the singer Rihanna, lost her mother and her cousin. And as their contracts get bigger and bigger, these people start to disappear from their life. And there's a circle of people that talk about blood sacrifice for your next propagation to the next level. Okay?
Wow.
Well, it happens in biker gangs. Why wouldn't it happen in Hollywood?
Well, that's exactly true. And, and it's happened throughout all the centuries, anybody watch The Sopranos for 8 years? People move up, they get whacked, whatever. It's just, it was more blunt on that show. And you don't even want to think of it that way. But what I'm saying is there's just too many things that happen the same way over and over again for it to be complete coincidence. Okay? And Chappelle, in his show, if you watch it, listen to it closer than you watch it. He's trying to say something throughout the show without saying anything. He's trying to affirm some of these things. Okay? And and they talk about the one thing that's kind of a giveaway, and he says a lot without saying anything. He says, he talks about the Harvey Weinstein and the Kevin Spacey, and he goes, these rapes are terrible. They're just absolutely terrible. But his next line is, but what if it's worse than that? Could you imagine? What if it's worse than that? And now here's a guy that I believe knows. Here's a guy that knows some ugly stuff. And I don't think we want to know what he knows. So these times that we're alive in right now, and Beth, I know you see people coming to you all the time with a sense of turmoil, knowing that these times are changing. If you're any kind of empath these days, This is a confusing time to be alive because there's signals flying from everywhere. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, sure. I think we're living in a way that we've never lived in as humans before. We're under a lot of EMF, a lot of electromagnetic fields are all around us that we've never lived in before as this kind of organism. And technology has happened so rapidly. In my lifetime, one of my jobs that I first had was working for telecommunications, and what's happened in that industry, what's happened with that technology, where now everyone has that device with them all the time, and we really don't know the health implications of that yet. But I think we're under assault in a lot of different ways, for sure. So you have to just learn to protect yourself. And I love that you guys are here tonight talking about CBD oil, because I think that's one of the greatest things that we can do is to take care of ourselves, right? And to not fall victim to the GMOs and, all of the kind of the trappings, right, that are kind of easy and right there at our fingertips, to be consuming these things. And that's, ultimately what the United States of corporations want is for you to continue to just be a consumer, to work for them, to give up the money, to kind of keep the machine alive. But it's time to pull the plug on the machine. And I think, CBD oil is one of the things that allows us to start to pull the plug on the machine, for sure.
Yeah.
It gets us unplugged from pharmaceutical companies. It gets us unplugged from, from kind of relying on Western, physicians, whatever it may be. But we have to get out of that. Now, with EMS, learning how to protect ourselves, not just, just because they say it's safe doesn't mean it's always safe. So, kind of turning back, and that's what a lot of the Om Shop is about, is kind of going back to the original stuff, sound therapy and orgone energy and, these things that we can do to protect ourselves, to earth ourselves, to kind of, get back to Mother Earth. Mm-hmm. It's accelerating, and there's just a rapid acceleration, and I don't really know what's happening or where it's going, but we have the right to still be joyful and happy while it's all happening. So, they can't take that away from you, right?
You're exactly right, Beth. And I'm constantly amazed. I see more and more people turning away. I'm just going to say the old ways. There's more and more people turning away from, rampant consumerism, and thinking that you're going to find a happiness, or you're going to find your happiness in a possession, or some level of status that you fancy yourself. That's nothing could be further than the truth. I mean, I always equate it to. That's why I always buy cars that are paid for, because I've never loved a car intensely for longer than 90 days. You gotta, you're at the 90-day point. You go, okay, I know where everything's at now, and now there's a scratch in the fender, and but I still got 4.5 years of payments left. So
guess I gotta love you forever now. Like
yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're in it. Come on, let's do it.
Couples car counseling.
So that's one of the things too, is I find that all the possessions that I've ever had have kind of left me, a little, less than excited. Stuff I thought that was going to fulfill me didn't even get close. Where we at? 5? Okay. There's what this proves to me, and what this room full of people proves to me, is because we're all connected, we're all part of one thing, and we're all seeking a happiness, a joy, a peacefulness, a serenity that it exists within us already. Just like these nutrients that you're missing, you already had them, and you gladly receive them when they're amplified into your system. So if you can absorb this energy of healing, absorb this these meditations and this peaceful way of thought, you will move yourself forward. You will move yourself into a more serene culture. You'll be more healthy within yourself, and that's where your healing, all your healing, you already possess everything you have to heal yourself and make yourself feel the way you hope. I don't promise happiness, but I work towards this. I work towards content. I just want to be content. If you're content, you can have little flares of happiness and, oh, what a happy day, you know. But if you're content, you easily take the bad days too, because you're content. You go, okay, everything's all right. Yeah, it was a little sloppy today, some ragged edges, but I'm content. I'm still good. So, not the biggest goal in the world, but to find content it's actually trickier than you think. And that's one of the things that the hypnosis gave me, is one of the first things that Beth said to me after, I think it was maybe our third session. She was walking me out the door, and she stopped, and she goes, you know, Lou, there's nothing wrong with you. And there never was. There never was. Mm-hmm. But because I was listening to all these external forces, watching the news, reading papers, looking on the internet, I thought there was this whole basket of things wrong with me because I wasn't getting it. I wasn't digging what they were putting down.
Right.
And so I thought it was something wrong with me. There was nothing wrong with me, you know? And and I think more and more people are taking that short journey, you know, that just, you know, that man in the mirror stuff, you know. That's who you're looking at. That's who you came with. That's who you're going to leave with, you know. And stop tormenting yourselves because you don't have the things you see on television. Stop tormenting yourself.
Comparing, yeah.
Yeah, stop that. And, you know, Michael, what do you got there? You got something to share with us?
Me?
It looks like it.
Well, yeah, you're talking about everything is related and connected. The saying is that the whole of the universe is one life.
The whole of the universe is one life. Yeah.
And, you know, when each one of us finds our spiritual path and leads a naturally moral and responsible life above the drama and dualism, we begin to heal the whole of the universe. So by healing ourselves, we heal the universe. One cell at a time.
Wow. Well, that makes perfect sense. And it totally coincides with what we feel. If this is all one thing, then all this one thing can heal itself as well as damage itself.
Right.
And that's, we'll roll it back one more time. We'll go to the pacifist riot. That's what we are encouraging people to do, is stop comparing yourself to the rest of the world. Stop thinking that some object or person or something is going to fulfill your life. All of your content is within you. And one of the things that makes you feel better is a peaceful mind and a healthy body. So all these little things that we're offering here on the Loutopia show, there's no big secret here. There's no $10,000 fat camp you have to go to. It's simply you got it within yourself. And Beth, you know, just the simple meditation techniques that you taught me, man, I started to get rattled about a situation the other day, but I was blessed with a couple of minutes to myself, and I was able to walk away, do some meditation, and come back to center.
Yeah, whenever that happens, the best thing to do is say, what is the situation here trying to teach me?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Take that attitude, then all the bullshit goes away.
Wow. Well, that music means we've fulfilled our contractual agreement.
Crystal Gorgeous on the board.
And my probation officer knows where I am right now.
Drew, Christy, so lovely having you.
Thank you very much, Lou.
And please, you're welcome back anytime. Continued success with your thing. You're doing a good thing. You're doing a good thing. This is a divine path that you're on.
Yeah, it's helping a lot of people.
Yeah, man. And we're going to talk more about that. Michael, you're looking great, buddy.
Thank you, Lou.
Crystal,
Good night.
you look
Lou.
so good over there.
Thank you.
Yeah. And
Chris, you better watch out. We might be trading you in.
and Beth, we love you so much, dear. Everything okay down your end of the world?
Everything's good. We're surviving, GMOs and chemtrails and all of that, and we're still happy. We love it.
Yeah, well, we're going to get into the chemtrails next week. We may do next week's show on a different day or skip a week. I wound up with another comedy gig that pays pretty good. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Beth. We love you. And
Love you guys, too.
and thanks for your time. It's such a blessing. That's Beth Snyder Hypnosis, or the Om Shop down there in Sarasota. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Loutopia Podcast. I'm Lou Angel Wolf. On behalf of these room full of lovers that I'm with here right now, we're going to say goodnight. And please tell your friends about the Loutopia show. It's a small effort, but that's all we have. We're relying on the butterfly effect. If we didn't do this, the world could come apart. So y'all be well, sleep well, hug your mama, kiss a baby. Good night.